Hi, my name is Dison Wari and welcome back to the channel. So, you probably have an idea, you have a vision, you want to start a project, but you've told yourself that you're going to wait until it's a bit clearer before you start. But the thing is, you wouldn't actually get clarity before you start. Clarity will come because you start. I'll say that again. Clarity doesn't come before you start. Clarity comes because you start. So, by telling yourself that you're going to wait until it's clear before you start, it's just wasting time. Everyone you know today who has built something significant, who is doing something remarkable, didn't start because they understood how the entire picture would look like. They started, and as they moved along, it began to get clearer. Some have even built it to a certain level that you would consider grand. But the thing is, it's not even the full picture. It's not the entire picture. You may think it's grand, but they have not even scratched the surface because that task, that vision keeps evolving over time. So that's what I want you to understand as you watch this video. That your work, your idea would only reveal itself as you start and keep moving. So I'll be sharing with you some principles that would help you to just start. Just do it. So the first thing I need you to do is act on what you know. Sitting back and waiting until it's clear is not going to do you much good. We often wait for everything to make sense before we take action. But it would only make sense when you have already taken action and you keep taking the same action consistently over time. Think about driving at night. Your headlights only shows you a few meters ahead. And that's the same thing with life. You may think that you need to know 10 steps before you start. But the first step that you already know is enough for you to get started and to get moving. Maybe your first step is registering that business, applying for that job, writing the first page of your book, buying the first tool that you know you have the money to buy right now, or even speaking to the person that you know you need to speak to. That could be the first step. Don't underestimate small beginnings. God doesn't expect you to know everything. He just requires that you take that first step in faith. That's it. So, act on what you know right now. The second thing is learn by doing, not by waiting. So, this one is the biggest trap that a lot of us have fallen into. We think that we would learn by waiting and folding our hands, but that's not how it works. You only learn because you keep trying it over and over and over again. You don't become confident before doing something. You become more confident as you keep doing that thing. Think about how you learn to cook. The first time it was probably messy. The salts probably slapped a little bit too much, but now you don't really think about it. You just cook, and it turns out to be a delicious meal. That's the same thing when it comes to starting right now and learning by doing. Think about a child. They are the best examples for this. A child tries to walk, they fall, they try again, and eventually they start walking and get to a point where they are running around and doing exactly what they know how to do best. So, I want you to realize that you can only learn by doing. You don't learn by folding your hands and waiting for the right time. And the good thing is, starting right now actually activates feedback because you get to know what works, what doesn't work, how to change what doesn't work to make sure that it actually works. So that's what you need to do. And that's what you need to realize, that you learn by doing. You don't learn by waiting. Now, the third point is I want you to focus on faithfulness, consistency, not perfection. Because the thing about perfection that I've come to realize is it's fear in disguise. You think you're telling yourself, I'll start when I'm ready. But what you're actually telling yourself is, I'm scared to get it wrong. Think of a fitness journey. The people who eventually get the desired results are not those who had the best form from day one. They are those who kept showing up, even when it hurts and even when it was inconvenient. So, this is what I want you to know and to take out of this video, that you should focus on faithfulness, not perfection. So, waiting till everything is perfect is only doing you more harm than good. And the thing is, God is just waiting for your consistency. He's just waiting for your faithfulness to bring the increase. So you may be out there and you're telling God to increase a particular grace upon your life. But he's looking at you and waiting for you to use it to a point where it depletes for him to add another level of that grace. Because as it depletes, as you use it and it depletes, he adds another level. As you use it and it depletes, he adds another level. But if you are so full with what he has already released to you, he can't really add much. Think about it this way. A cup of water that is full to the brim with water, if you pour more water in that cup, it's going to waste. It's going to waste. But the moment you start drinking from that cup and the water depletes, you can add more into the cup. So that's what I want you to understand now, that you must focus on being faithful. You must focus on being consistent, as opposed to trying to start only when everything is perfect. So I want you to understand that you need to keep showing up even when it's not perfect, even when nobody's noticing, even when it's not polished. Just keep showing up. The fourth thing is, I need you to keep going even when it doesn't make sense. Just keep going. If it makes sense to you, then that's enough. Sometimes it may not even make sense to you, and it may not make sense to the people around you, but just keep going. You've done all you know to do. You've worked, you've tried, you've learned, you keep making adjustments, but the results are not forthcoming. Calm down. It takes time, and there's a time and a season for every single thing. Think about a seed that you plant. When you plant that seed, it's invisible, it's under the ground, it's hidden, and it's just alone, you know. But after a while, you'd realize that that seed that was so tiny and could easily be lost by the wind if you just, flick it, it's gone with the wind, has now blossomed into such a beautiful plant, a beautiful flower, a beautiful tree. That's the same thing with that idea that you have. The work will reveal itself as we go along. The idea will become a masterpiece as you keep going. So that's what I want you to take away from this point, is that you need to keep going even when it doesn't make sense. And like I said before, it may not make sense to you, but just keep going. It will make sense eventually, right? So keep going. So I've shared all of these with you to help you to realize that the work, the idea, the vision that you have will reveal itself as you go along. It won't reveal itself at the start. It never does. It only reveals itself as you go along. So I've shared these 4 practical steps to help you understand what you need to keep doing. And I believe that you would put these into practice. I'll summarize by saying, act on what you know now. Learn by doing that thing consistently over a period of time. And as you keep doing that thing, focus on the consistency of that action, not the perfection of the action. And the last thing is, keep doing that thing consistently, even when it doesn't make sense to you or the people around you. Just keep doing it. If you believe in that thing enough and you know that is addressing a particular skill or a particular thing that you have in mind to do, just keep doing it. Eventually, it would make sense. So I want you to go ahead and share this video with anyone you know who needs to hear this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.